Of course, the garbage truck comes when there's only 15 minutes of meditation. I have invited you several times to a 40-day, it's 40 days of abundance, and it's only 15 minutes. Well, like 17 minutes, because we do 15 minutes of the meditation on a statement, and and this is for 40 days, and then we do another 2 minutes for the envisioning, the visualizing. So, yesterday was Memorial Day in the United States, and so today the garbage, because they're off, the garbage and the recycle came at the same time, but they came exactly like about 5 minutes after I started, and then and throughout the whole thing, right before I finished, they went off. So that's how the 15 minutes of meditation went. And I also had to get the recycle and the trash outside because I hadn't done it. Typically they come on the next day, so yesterday was the typical pickup day, but it was Memorial Day, a holiday. So therefore, we usually put it out at night because they don't come until really late in the evening. This has been a million years, but no, they came like right in between in about that 15-minute time frame. So that was so funny. So that was a stability moment. What am I to do? I'm leading this, and it is on Zoom. So I hear the trash coming, and we had been like 3 minutes into it, and I was actually getting into it, and then I hear the trash. I'm like, oh my God, this is this world. And the trash is now and the recycle. So I had to say the statement, because I basically repeat the statement throughout about 4 or 5 times, and mostly it's quiet, but it's a meditation, and I'm on camera. So I turn off my camera, and I have this on the microphone, so I have to turn off the audio, and then I go running out to take out the recycle and the trash. And then thankfully Lynette heard me. She was doing it, but she was upstairs doing the meditation as she's doing that with me. And our daughter, so she came and did and finished up, but I had to take it out in the beginning just to make sure that it got out there before they came by, and then I came back. So that was the stability moment, and I had to be aware. I had to breathe, and I actually was chuckling. I was like, of all the time, of all day, they come during meditation. So anyway, so I did. I literally, my stacking of Micro-Stabilities, the PDF. Now this is where someone could totally get upset. Someone like Lenny of years ago would have gotten totally pissed off and upset and like, why is this happening to me? The victim mentality. Oh, I was so good at that. Anyway, the PDF, I hope that you will download that, because that shows you exactly how to, when that stability spiral, it's called the stability spiral, that PDF. And the reason is because I wasn't the program reactor, like spiraling down into my old programs and my subconscious programming, because I've been rewiring. The other thing is I'm aware and I understand I'm not going to have the cortisol and the adrenaline going, here I am in meditation and I'm leading it. So what am I going to do? It's 15 minutes. I could have gotten upset. I could have done all kinds of things, but no, I chose to actually find it a little humorous. I actually found it humorous, most likely because I've been rewiring for a long time, rewiring my brain. That is in the description. What you put in is literally what comes out. You want to rewire your brain with the programs that you choose, and those programs you can always find in the description. And it's 30 days free. I promise you, if you do it every single day for 30 days, you will start paying for that. And it's not my app. So anyway, that's the story. So that's what happened in that stability moment. What did I do? What did I choose? So download that so you can see what the the micro-stabilities. And so I chose to laugh. I mean, I didn't choose to laugh. I just laughed because it was like, oh my gosh, of all the 15 minutes they could come and pick up and you know how the trash is. It's loud and clanking and everything else. And not just that, but the recycle chose to stop in front of the house and then smash everything down. I guess that's how they do it. And but it was just making all kinds of noise, and it stayed like the whole time, almost the whole time once I had gotten that out. And then I laugh because it's like filled with hilariousm. It really was entertaining a little bit. And but I did my micro-stabilities. I was aware and found it humorous. So that was a micro-stability, so that the adrenaline and cortisol, so I didn't start going into programs that would default into being irritated or panicking that I was doing, that, oh my gosh, they're all going to know that the trash is here and I didn't get it out and I'm running out, and then I run back in and I'm out of breath because I'm moving fast. It took me about 3 or 4 minutes to get the trash out and everything. And I come back in. So the other micro-stability is breathe. Literally, it's like drop my shoulders and drop them again and breathe. Do that vagal breath of 4 in, 6 out. I did that 3 times so that I wouldn't be and then, breathing hard from running, literally running and pulling out the trash and everything, and then coming and all of that, and just I was able to stabilize my breath and come back, and it was like it had never even happened. There was calm, stabilized Lenny to lead the meditation. And then even then, it was like all the noise of the trash right in front of the house doing that. And I was just like, oh, well, like, what do you do? It just is. So there was no, I adapted, I regulated, and that having a regulated nervous system, because you could destabilize these moments. It's not about solving the problem. Never is it ever about solving the problem. I share that with you every single time, or I try to. It's about regulating your nervous system so that that PDF will show you, download that. It'll show you exactly how you could spiral up or how you could spiral down as the having, like, going to your default programs. The programmed reactor will spiral down. The internal operator is aware, and the PDF will show you, is aware. They pause. I paused, actually laughed, and then I paused, and then I was like, okay, and breathe, and and then literally it's just, and so that gave me capacity to have clarity, because I literally had to decide, do I just let the trash go for another week? I had to go through that whole, my brain had to go through all of that. And so that's where it was. And it's great, So the whole thing is your nervous system. You want to be in control. It's not about solving the problem. It's about, when you are to solve the problem, about having the capacity in order to do it, come from a place that is not in the survival mode. You don't want to be in survival mode. You want to be in the parasympathetic, the rest and digest, and thinking clearly with the capacity to have the clarity in order to make good decisions. And I did. I literally did breathe before and thought, I need to get the trash out. And there was some sardines from the cat. And so it was stinky. I needed to get that out. And so that's the story. Here's your self-talk phrase. I can return to calm even when life interrupts, when life is lifing, right? I can return to calm even when life interrupts. And here's a really good one as well, which I love. I don't need perfect conditions to stay steady. I don't need perfect conditions to stay steady. This is the practice of, you don't need steady conditions. When you are lifing, when you are literally living life, things happen like that. In a 15 minutes, just 15 minutes of meditation, here comes the trash and the recycle, making all their noise and clunk, clang, all kinds of noise dropping the things, and it's loud. And is it a perfect condition for a meditation? Absolutely not. I don't need a perfect condition to stay steady. So I don't need perfect conditions to stay steady. So try that one, okay? I love you so very, very mucho. You can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything. You are absolutely phenomenal. Remember, you were born with unlimited promise and potential, and then you got programmed. You can rewire those programs so that you too can be the way that I handled this. It might not seem to you, maybe you have a stabilized nervous system around things of that nature, but I didn't many years ago. I literally would have blamed, I would have been upset, I would have thought of all the 15 minutes. You come during this 15 minutes of meditation when I'm leading it. Like, I literally would have been very upset by it. But this time it actually was humorous to me. So I'm showing you, when you rewire your brain, like literally rewire the brain with the programs you want, neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself until you take your very last breath, rewire so that you're getting the programs that you want. And then when life happens, that you can stay steady in these moments of literally, with all this noise and clanging in the 15 minutes of meditation. Meditate, do it. I mean, I had to do it over on my own because I was totally not in the meditative state, and so, but I had a regulated nervous system. I came from a place of regulated, and my whole goal was to ensure that all the others on the call never even got a hint that I was dysregulated, I was upset, I was in panic, that there was anything other than just peace and bliss happening in my life in the leading of this meditation. So that's a story. It's a good one. And it shows me that it's working. It shows me that the practice of regulating my nervous system, download that PDF, I'm telling you, it is incredibly empowering. It's powerful and it's empowering. It empowers you to come from a regulated nervous system so that you have the capacity to have the clarity to take the next step. So I know I went a little long on that, but I really want to I want to say hammer it in, but I want to repeat, because that's the point. If you get the point that you were born with unlimited promise and potential, and then you got programmed, and those programs will really contribute to your nervous system getting dysregulated with things, and then you'll spiral, you'll become the programmed reactor and spiral down, and then get full of the cortisol and adrenaline, and then you lose it, and you're operating from the amygdala in your brain where it's the survival mode. Why? There's no reason, because you can regulate your nervous system. See, here comes the dogs barking again like they did yesterday. Another moment, another stability moment on camera. I don't know if you can hear them, but they like to do that when I'm on camera sometimes. So, and years ago, it would have like thrown me off. I would have been, I'll be right back. But now it's just, we're good. So anyway, I love you so very, very mucho. You can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything. I believe in you. You can do this. As always, oh wait, I was going to say, as always, shining my light to brighten yours, and I will say that. I will absolutely say that. But today is day 56 of 365 days. Look at us rolling through here together and really learning how to stabilize our nervous system, rewire our brains so that the default is what we can do and what can be done versus what can't be done and what we can't do. And that would be the default, and also default through practice is to regulate our nervous system. Whatever the micro-stabilities are in that, you can see that in the PDF. Download that PDF of the stability spiral. Whatever the default to that, just practice and practice. Rewire the brain, practice regulating your nervous system. Life becomes so much more peaceful, so much more simpler, and easy. It doesn't mean that life isn't going to happen. You're still in the human experience here, and you're still going to have opportunities, but yet you'll see the opportunities in things. You'll find laughter and humor in things that maybe normally it would have really upset you and would have put you into the survival, basically survival mode, and rather than just enjoying life and feeling peace around it. So I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, now I really am saying, shining my light to brighten yours. We'll see you tomorrow for the next stability moment. Ciao.